Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm talking about Rory's little secret, a movement that you can see in Rory better than any other of the tour players, which helps him get into the position. Sometimes it's the small things that you oversee because you're being basically taken up by this big picture of golf swing. And it's sometimes the small things that make such a big difference. And one of the things you can actually see in Rory Mcilroy's swing is a slight movement in his upper body, which happens directly after the change of direction. And I want to show you what kind of effect that is actually having on his golf swing and how that is helping him to get more hip rotation in earlier in the downswing and also get his trail shoulder down on plane quicker than maybe the average golfer is managing to do. So what's he actually doing? Well, actually, the key you can actually see from the front camera. When he starts his downswing, you get this kind of sitting movement. I don't think that's anything new. I think everybody's actually seen it. But what you get directly after that is you'll see his head tilt slightly to the right. And this is happening because the right side of his upper body is contracting. And this contraction in the obliques and in the chest muscles and the back muscles is pulling his trail shoulder down. And the distance between his trail shoulder and hip is shortening on the one side and extending on the other side. But he never allows that to stop the rotation. On the contrary, getting this shoulder down will actually help him to open his hips. At the same time, obviously, it's pulling the trail arm down and keeping the trail elbow bent. At this stage, as we're pulling the golf club down, there's always a chance that you're going to start pressing out with the trail arm and getting this kind of early release and this early hit at the golf ball. By starting down and shortening the distance between your trail shoulder and trail hip, you won't be able to hit out with your trail arm as easily. And the only thing to be careful about is you get rotation. So we don't want you to slide and tilt. We want you to change direction, use this move, this slight kind of relaxing of the knees, and then get the shoulder coming down as the legs are turning the hips. You get into this kind of wonderful bent position, which everybody's been telling me is going to break our backs, but strangely enough, I have less back pain since I've been concentrating on this than I did before. And I'm a very, very long-standing early extender. And I think that sliding the hips and tilting my upper body is far worse for my lumbar spine than allowing my upper body to bow like this and getting most of the deformation of the spine in the thoracic spine and the center of the spine. And up here you can actually see through the tilting of the cervical spine. Again, anything you do too much of is probably not going to be good. You don't want to exaggerate the movements too much, but if you can get yourself doing this, I'm sure it can help. One of the things which actually amused me as I was watching some boxing the other day and watching somebody do an uppercut, this kind of movement is almost what we're doing in the swing. Yeah, we're getting down there and we're doing this. And what's happening is it's allowing me to keep my arms passive and it's getting them down anyway, so that when I actually do start working with the arms, it's far easier to get out into this position. And you can see it there. And as I'm getting in this position, obviously it helps me to keep the butt back and the shoulders forward. All these little things make the big differences. Now, obviously, you can't think about all this when you're on a golf course and hitting golf balls. So you've got to get it into almost like an intuitive movement. and that means drilling it. So if you practice with your arms across your chest, take yourself to the top of your backswing, keep pressure on the trail inside of the trail foot, and then you want this kind of breaking of tension directly followed from this pulling down with the right side, really crunching the muscles in the trail side of your upper body and making sure that you keep the rotation going. So it's going break, turn and turn, break, crunch and turn, break, crunch and turn. A lot of you have been asking, how do you stop thinking about that then when you're hitting golf balls? Well, you've got to practice it. And how you think has got to be practiced just as much as what you do. So now I'm trying to get the feeling of what I've just been done. And you can see I'm hitting a lot of nice little chunky divots out. But once I've got the feeling, just letting it happen. And that felt very similar to the drill I've just been doing. Again, repeat the drill. Get a feeling with the club. Hit the ball and don't think about it. It's a great game. As ever, if you like the video, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. The little bell will give you notifications the next time I post a video. See you all very soon. Until then, bye-bye.